Ayuk right, they motion McCaffrey backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run, he can catch,
getting on fire!
Christian McCaffrey can throw! Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
One, just got it snapped in time. Inside handoff. McCaffrey finds a crack. Hits wide. 10, 5, 10. No, he got nailed on the goal line. Is he in? He's right on the goal line. What a run by Christian McCaffrey! They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown!
Hey.
Breezy,
Mo's nose.
Season 3, Peachy.
It's about that time. Everybody turn your TVs on. The Mo's nose, Peachy, Breezy, and Fair to God. They keep it nitty gritty when they bring you nine to talk. We two gorilla silverback, nah, silver.
You know it's busting good discussion cause we get it in. Every time you know we grinding, I was 8 to 10. We always play to win. The faithful going hard. It's Wayne, Breezy, Peachy, Mo's nose, and Fair to God. Let's get it.
Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. We outline players up in chalk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Don't like it, better take a walk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk. Lightest talk. Nitty gritty, it's the lightest talk.
Touchdown! San Francisco! What's going on, everybody? Fair, Mo's, Peachy. She dressed and ready for football. She got the thing, them things on the underneath the eyes. What's going on?
I guess I must have missed the thing. I thought we were dressing up because it was Halloween and we normally dress up. So
I just gave up my candy and that's just it. I'm giving out
just
candy.
Decided to throw some little makeup on and try to be Jerry Rice. So that's what
Rice works.
Oh, I thought we had to swing on somebody. I thought somebody blacked her eye. I was about to say, let me fly down to Tennessee real quick. Who got to get stole on? I already got to fight somebody from his dad. Now I got to fight somebody from PG too. Like, listen, we got to warm a couple people up.
Y'all crazy, man. Look, happy Halloween out there, everybody. Hope you guys are safely trick-or-treating. On the West Coast, it's still light side outside. It's still light outside. Out over here, it's kind of dark. It's pitch black. So we're upstairs. We were giving out candies and things like that. Rome dressed up as like a cat, and the wife, Ricky, she just, I don't know, she a teacher, I guess. That's her costume. You know, and we're content creators, so we're dressed as well. Except for Peachy, she came out, she said, I'm gonna be Jerry Rice, the GOAT. Peachy's dressed up as the GOAT. Peachy, you're the GOAT. For tonight, you're the GOAT. All right?
Yes.
Well, look,
I was a dummy.
What you mean?
I was a dummy.
Like a crash test dummy?
No, I'm a dad. That's a mummy. I'm a dummy. Because my wife was a mummy, a mom mummy.
Dude, I get
it. I was a dad mummy. I was a dummy.
No, listen, I got it. I got it. Trust me. Once you explain the dad, the I got you, bro.
The dad, the
Got it. 100%. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope everybody had a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm smiling. Everything is good. Everything is great. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Yesterday was great. Guys, we just swept the Rams, so we should all be feeling great out there.
Yep.
It's sweepstakes over here for the 49ers, and things are sitting good. I know we're only at 4-4, but it's better than 3-5. Amen. Better than 3 and 5. Let's get through the formalities of the show as quickly as possible so we can go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty. Guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't know how you're going to find it, but just type in YouTube, Wayne Brown, Breezy, something. I don't know. It'll pop up somewhere in your search engines and things like that. But it's here. So make sure you guys go ahead and look for it. Follow and subscribe on Twitch. I got to change this, but it's twitch.tv/the Wayne Breezy. All right. It's got a the in there now. Make sure you follow the crew at NGN Talk, Twitter and IG. Go ahead and do that. You can follow and subscribe on the Facebook group, Nitty Gritty. We need to get more people over there because no one's getting the score prediction right. And Tanya's watching the show yesterday and she gets it right. But because she didn't join the Facebook, she doesn't get a prize from us.
Oof.
Yeah. So she's unfortunate, you know. Discord link will be in the chat. There's the email address, nittygrittyniners@gmail.com. And please go and shop, nittygrittyninershop.com. Cop a couple of tees, cop a couple of hoodies. It's hoodie season. You know what I'm saying? Stuff on and whatnot. All right. So make sure you guys go ahead and do this. And we'll give some shout out to our sponsors a little bit later on in the show. All right. With Mybookie as well as lids and as well as residency. All right.
If you go to YouTube and you're trying to find Wayne Breezy, if you just type in Wayne Breezy with no space,
one word,
really,
it may not pull up the Wayne Breezy, thing, but it'll pull up a Wayne Breezy video. Then you just click the little Wayne Breezy icon and it'll take you to the Wayne Breezy thing.
I'm so mad that it still pops up the other stuff.
Yeah. So, but if you pay attention to the Wayne Breezy icon, if you guys are paying attention to what we're putting on Twitter, then you guys will know which Wayne Breezy is the correct one to make sure that you go to in case the hacker decides to change the name back again and mess everything up. So make sure that when you go to the Wayne Breezy without any space, that you may not see the actual page, but you'll see a video. So just click the icon right beside the video and it'll take you to where you can subscribe and find everything. So it'll take you to the main page.
Hold on, Peach. I got you. Hold on. We're going to do this real quick so the people can see it. Breezy, can you take that off real quick?
Yep, I can take it off right quick.
All right, cool. So if you type in Wayne Breezy with a space, this is what you'll see. You'll see the old account. You'll see the number of subscribers at 4.7K. Unfortunately, you'll only see one video because whatever happened. And this is the logo you'll see. Okay, so that's what you'll see from the old page. If you see this when you type in Wayne Breezy, this is not what you want. As we said, if you type in Wayne Breezy with no space,
this ain't what
then you will see the proper one. So you'll see the Wayne Breezy logo, you'll see the Wayne Breezy name, and you'll see the subscribers creeping back up, and you'll see the video. So this is what you want to see. Type Wayne Breezy, all one word, no spaces. As long as you see this logo and this name all together with a capital W, capital B, this is the page that you want.
And the cool way to give it away, you'll see Celtics in the description now. Before it wasn't the Celtics, you'll see a clover in the description. So that'll be cool.
And this exactly West Coast Kings.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
That's funny. Shout out to West Coast Kings too. He hit me up earlier in the message. He was like, dang, I missed that you went live earlier today. We did a show with Jason Hurley, and he was watching some hip hop stuff, with a couple of the DJs battling or whatnot. And I was like, damn, I'm mad I missed that. I would have wanted to watch that. He was like, nah, you could always go back and rewatch that stuff later. I was like, shout out to West Coast Kings, man.
Yeah, there is a giveaway that I have that expires Friday, November 4th to get the channel to 1K. It's a giveaway for, again, it is for a jersey. You choose the player that you will receive if your name is picked out of the drawing. But we have to get to 1K before it runs out. And it ends on November 4th, which means at midnight on November 5th, it is over for my giveaway is what I have. So we are getting close, and we appreciate everyone for working so hard to do that. But make sure that you follow the rules that I put on Twitter to unsubscribe from the jerk and resubscribe to our new channel that we have set up. Make sure that you have a picture of both on there, and also retweet it. And let's get to 1K, because we are so close to being there. Thank you, guys.
I love it. And my brother Adam says, "Is it a Niners jersey though?" You know what? For you, we'll do a Celtics jersey, because I know you don't watch football over there in England, so it's all good. Like we'll take care of you, bro. I got you. Just help us. If you win, we'll take care of you.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I want to do a quick prayer for our brother Art. He's Niner Cali boy. We definitely want to send out a prayer to him and his wife, who is currently in the hospital as of right now. And we just want to pray for healing. Mose, I did my praying. I broke down yesterday. Can you lead us in a quick prayer of healing, asking God for healing for Art and his wife?
Do you know his wife's name?
He didn't tell me her name, but we're going to pray for
Miss Niner Cali girl.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, let's just bow our heads real quick. Dear Heavenly Father, first we come to give you thanks. We thank you for who you are in our lives. We thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We thank you for opening doors and making ways where we don't see any way. We thank you for being a healer. We thank you for being a comforter. And right now, God, we come intercessing for our brother Art and his wife, Miss Cali girl. We ask that you cover their family right now as they're going through any medical situations. We ask that you touch her body, that you provide healing, God. We ask that in your perfect time and you heal her back to 100%, and that Art and his wife will have a testimony of your healing power in their lives. God, we also come to you at this time again for healing. My wife, her boss, Lynn, just got diagnosed with cancer, God, leukemia. So we're asking that you also to cover her and her family, God. We know the power of your healing hand over our lives and our bodies, God. So we thank you for all the things that you are doing. We thank you for all the things that you've done in our lives, God. And we thank you in advance for all the things that you are going to do within us and through us. So we thank you for healing. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And that's great. And if you guys could just say a special prayer, my dad is back in the hospital. So if you guys could just keep him in prayer as well. Actually, Tuesday, we'll be traveling to Atlanta to see about his surgery finally. So hopefully they'll get that going and scheduled, and we'll make that happen. So we're just trying to get Niner football going and do all this stuff and try to keep my mind on other things and not worry about that. But you guys definitely keep our family in your prayers, and as we'll keep all you guys in ours as well.
And there go. The prayers are up, guys. So just keep intercessing, keep praying. That's what we do here. You know what? Yesterday,
real quick, I don't mean to cut you off, Breezy. I see Melissa. She says, Mose, please add Joel and Corey Davis to that prayer. Guys, if there's anybody else in the chat that has loved ones, no matter what the situation is, whether it's for healing, whether it's for guidance, whether it's for help with making a decision, whatever it is, if you know somebody who is in need of prayer, drop those names in the chat. Because of Melissa, I had started a Nitty Gritty prayer request list. So I added Joel and Corey Davis to that prayer list. We got Peachy's dad in that prayer list. We got Art and his wife in that prayer list. So any other names that you guys want to drop in the chat for the prayer list, I got that going right now. And I'll just be looking through the chat throughout the night to add names to the list as they come in.
You can add Breezy's dad to that as well. We keep him uplifted, that he will continue to get stronger.
Yes, please. And then we'll definitely say a prayer on the way out. So we'll definitely make sure we close the show in prayer. Now, the reason why I brought that up, though, Moses, because what I was going to say was we had someone that watched Sizzling Sunday yesterday, and they watched the rewatch, and they said, can we do a prayer at the end of every show?
Right.
And I'm like, heck yeah. Like, we were thinking of it. We were talking about that like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, like people, you don't know why you're going through what you're going through. And then when you overcome it, because you never know who was praying for you to overcome that trial and tribulation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you ever hear like My grandmama prayed for me, had me on her mind, took the time and prayed for me. It's because sometimes people just have you in their prayers.
Yes.
That's why you're able to supersede and overcome these mountains that they come into your life. So there it is, man. We're going to definitely do that. And speaking of praying, I don't know about you. I was praying for these 49ers to beat the Rams so bad, like to where the football god said, you know what? I think we're going to answer Breezy's prayers, because the first half we was not. Second half, they came out and they came through in the clutch. So shout out to them for allowing the 49ers to play football. All right. So play football. Now let's get to some of the latest in 49ers news as Moses is adding people to the prayer list.
So sorry to hear about this, Christy. We'll definitely keep your mom in our prayers for sure.
100%. 100%. 100%. So with the 49ers news, they got some things going on. They're working out some wide receivers. It's funny because we're headed into our bye week and the 49ers are in business mode, as they should be. All right. And you guys can see, I know it's scrolling pretty fast. They've cut Willie Snead again. So a Hurricane asked me, he's like, how many times are we gonna cut Willie Snead? I said, as many times as they keep re-signing them. All right. But they're adding Adam. They're looking to work out Adam Humphries, Austin Mack. You guys remember he was with the Niners. Taji Sharpen. Was that the Falcon Jaguar? He's one of them teams. I remember seeing that name before. Mohamed Sanu is a name everybody's probably familiar with. And then they also worked out some DBs, Troy Pride, Iman Marshall, Benji Franklin. And then, like I said, they've cut Willie Snead. Let's talk about Mohamed Sanu. That's the guy that we're all familiar with.
Yep.
Praying for you, Leroy, definitely.
All right, let's talk about Mohamed Sanu. Let's figure out how, all right, he's getting the workout. Off this list, if the 49ers were to sign a wide receiver, number one, what does that mean? So let's start with that. They signed another wide receiver. What does that mean? Because Deebo Samuel and Jawan Jennings better be healthy coming off this bye week, correct? We'll start with Fair.
Define better.
I would hope they'd be ready to go after 2 weeks of football, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm more of a hope than better. I mean, for Deebo, I feel like it's more of one of those things that might linger for a little bit, to be honest.
It's a hammy.
It's
right?
weird. It's weird. You know how those go, man. They're weird. They're so funny. You don't really know. Pull up lane down running a route, and you're out for 2-3 weeks. So I think they're going to be cautious with Deebo. We just signed him to a big contract, and they're going to try to rush him back if necessary. But I don't know. Jennings, I feel like should be back after the bye.
I mean,
I definitely feel like Jennings should.
Well, he had a hammy too, though. So hammies are hammies.
Right.
So
I thought his I felt like was it was the same game though, correct?
Yeah, it was the same.
All right, my bad. And I'm tripping. I thought his was the week before. Nah, well, bring on Sanu. Because we know the Kyle sticks with who he knows, man.
He does stick with who he knows. He brought back Tico Raw. So Peachy, you were right about Tico. Are you going with Sanu as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's a couple of Sanus in the building. Mose, do you have any Sanu too, as well? Is that going to be the guy that's going to be signed, or do you think this is just precautionary? They're just working out some guys.
I mean, at this point, I think they're just working out some guys just to see who's out there and who's available. I think if you're cutting Willie Snead, I think you have a good idea that both Deebo and Jawan Jennings will be back after the bye week. So now you have, a healthy wide receiver core. All your running backs are good. So I think this is just, keeping their eyes open to see who else would be available in the event that they need something. But I don't think that there's a need to bring anybody in at this point.
All right. You can expect Snead to be signed back to the practice squad. I wonder why he doesn't have to sign to the practice squad. Let me ask you this question. What would you do if you were Willie Snead? I would want to be here because the opportunity is knocking for me to win a chip, but you also want to play football, right? So what would you do if you're Willie Snead? Let's go backwards. Let's go with Mose, Peachy, then Fair.
I mean, to me, he would only stay here if he knows he's being signed to the practice squad and getting a check, and he's not getting any offers from another team. So I'm sure if he had, a better offer to be on a 53-man roster, he would take that, because that means he's getting more money, especially and then with the playing time. But I think, it looks like he wants to be here, but this may be his only option at this point.
Okay. PG?
I agree with most. Let me see.
Yeah,
Right.
it just doesn't feel like there's any other better options right now for Snead. So he's just kind of in limbo with us at this point.
Maybe I'm the only person that looks at this different. Like, I mean, I if I'm Snead, I just would feel some type of way.
It's either this or no check.
Right. So if I'm Snead, I'd just probably go look at doing something different. I mean, like football players typically want to play, and it's like he's probably never going to get an opportunity to play here or anywhere else. The 49ers bring him to the practice squad so he can make a couple $100,000, and I get it. I'm with it. I understand that, but I don't know. Like, is he what is he not? I would go out there and make somebody see my film, but if he's unable to put film together because he's not getting any burn, unfortunately. Did he even get any snaps yesterday? I'm just gonna double check while you guys talk.
I don't remember him being in the game personally, but
I mean, he got 21 snaps.
I mean, that's terrible if I don't remember him being in the game if he got 21 snaps.
He was in there 13 times. He had 21 snaps, 13 on pass, and the other 8 he was in there run blocking. He was the bottom. He was 17th. The 49ers played 18 offensive players. He was ranked 17th on PFF. He was right above Spencer Burford. Spencer Burford had the lowest offensive grade, 25.8, 31 snaps.
They killed Spencer for that one bad play.
I mean,
he got a 0 for that.
Well, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he got a -2, not even a 0. They grade -2 to 2.
-2 based on how it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So when I'm looking at the PFF grade, I mean, Daniel Brunskill, he finished 3rd. So it's funny. Like this is just I just don't like. I know a lot of people were saying, hey, you got to put Spencer Burford out there. Mike was saying you got to have him out there, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, man, it's matchups, man. I'm trying to win.
Right.
If I feel like he's a weak link, I know he got to grow. But I got Daniel Brunskill, who's a strong link against this matchup. I go with the stronger link in the matchup. I'm wondering how you guys feel about that situation. Mike and I were going back and forth about that yesterday. Do you guys feel different? Do you guys feel the same?
Oh, I mean, this is the only game that Brunskill could play for me. I don't care if he doesn't play the rest of the year. He has to play this game.
The only game we can call him Brunskill? The only game we can call him Brunskill.
This is the only game he gets his R on. Yeah,
only one.
That's the one. Like, I don't care if he plays the rest of the year, as long as he's here for the Rams.
Did you see the play where he had Aaron Donald on the ground and he was straddling him like he was a horse?
Bro.
You ain't see that, y'all?
I don't know what is wrong with Aaron. Bro, how are you like average to below average against everybody else? But then you play against one of the GOATs, defensive linemen. We hate him. We're gonna keep it real. We hate Aaron Donald, right? But he's
a first ballot. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer
that we've seen in a very long time, and he's definitely a first ballot Hall of Famer most. But this Daniel Brunskill
becomes
he don't even get his R 90% of the year, but he plays against AD and absolutely balls out. How? Every single time.
He becomes elite every single time. I don't understand it.
He never fails against the Rams. I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, people, this is the only game I want him to play. I don't care if we paid him $8 million a year. You show up for 2 games.
Right.
I'm cool.
Is that the epitome of our team, though? That we show up, we play up to competition and then play down to competition. Because when we play the Rams, we show up, we show out.
Yeah.
But when we played Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, when all 4 of us was in the building, it was like we didn't show up.
Most that is a Kyle
Right.
Shanahan thing. That is not a team thing. That is not a player thing. That's a Kyle Shanahan thing. And I know players poorly executed and that Atlanta game. I get it, but Kyle didn't care about that game, and I think it showed in his players. I wouldn't
Absolutely.
Here it is. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Shanahan was just like, "Hey man, listen, we're gonna go up here and we're gonna get home as healthy as we can." So all I'm gonna ask you guys to do. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose.
Once he started seeing guys go down, we already didn't have Bosa. Mooney didn't finish that game.
We got a long season to go.
Yeah, so he was just like, "Hey, yo, just let's finish this game. Let's get back to Cali."
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. 49er media says, well, Brunskill's a Hall of Famer versus the Rams.
That's the fact. Who can deny that? Who can deny that?
Nobody.
It's crazy. So all those I don't know whether you guys saw all those little mini videos. I know Breezy, you put some of them on your page, as a matter of fact, but did you guys see the one? Who was that said same old sorry ass Rams? So like really loud. It was number 90, 94, 90 some. Huh?
R 94?
Yeah.
That's Charles Omenihu.
It was two of them that were out there. So, yeah.
I like Omenihu because he's a people of the fans. Like he like us. Especially when we notice stuff that he be noticing, because it was a play that they put out and he was like, that motherfucker tripped me up and they ain't called nothing. I'm like, yeah, no. So he be on it, he be on it. I like Omenihu, man. Omenihu's cool, and he hit me up in the Discord, and I was in his Madden league at one point, and I was like, y'all be cheating. I'm out. They be cheating. No, listen, they brought me in. Right, like year 3. And so
it was already deep in.
Oh, the cats don't understand franchise league mode, right?
Right.
So year 3, all the people that was on the team that's on the team currently are gone. They done traded and drafted players. And franchise mode is way different. You draft for speed. It's need for speed. So all missing. So when I got in the league, I was the Eagles. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get some people.
AJ Brown,
Devontae
Smith.
I'm gonna be straight. Man, I got there. It was like Willie Snead, and I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Why are you so hype about Snead playing on the team? Because he was John Lynch Breezy, and you had to get Snead. That's why you was feeling some kind of way about Snead being dropped and picked back up. You ain't low, bro. You ain't low.
Yo, I text Omenihu. I said, listen, bro, I got a lot of stuff going on, man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to be a part of this league. He said, no problem.
You know the way my life is set up right now, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a little busy.
I be getting mad, yo. I be getting mad. I was like, yo, I can't be affording no more PlayStation 5s, bro. I can't be breaking stuff, man. So I'm gonna gracefully just do some gigs. I'm gonna say I'm gigging. If you're watching, I was lying, but hey, I got out of the league, yo.
No. It's funny you say that though, because what was we talking about in Atlanta when we was driving? You know what I mean? Nowadays, you get mad and you throw the controller. You ain't breaking the controller, you breaking your TV.
Breaking the
Remember
TV.
back in the day. Back in the day,
you had them tube TVs that wouldn't break for nothing.
You break the remote
for nothing. You break the remote, you break the controller. Now you throw it at that LED TV and that thing crack.
It's all
$1,500 gone.
It's all black liquid. Then you gotta go.
It's done.
And then the way you get around that is you go to the store, you buy the same TV, and then you get the insurance on it, and then you bring it back and be like, "Yo, this TV had a crack in it. I need my money back."
Out the box.
Out the box.
That means you got to save the box.
I always say, bro, when I buy stuff, I got a storage of boxes from equipment, yo. I take the box, trim it down, get it nice and flat.
Well, let's hope to do that. Best Buy don't watch this show, Breezy.
What are we doing?
I know your games.
What are we doing?
I know your games, Breezy.
I got one person that agrees with me. That's my man, West Coast Kings. We already know the Stilo. Let's keep it a buck. All right, look. Look, I'm glad we were able to laugh, all right, and get that stuff out there. Here's some more. Here's the best news from yesterday. Other than the 49ers winning, the best news yesterday was this. There were no injuries from this game.
That's right.
Zero, zip, zilch, nada. I don't know how to say it in any other languages.
Kyle didn't even know how to act. Like, he almost didn't even know how to start the thing.
Wait, well,
He
the
was so
first part of the
confused.
presser, Peachy was like cut because it happened so fast. They were like, "Yo, so man, just a quick update, no injuries." And now we're gonna get to the next one. I was like, "Yo, Kyle, can you slow it down? Like, I couldn't get the right cut, man. I couldn't get the right clip." Kyle, he let that out real quick, like no injuries. So let's talk about this. The 49ers are going into their bye week. They got out of this game with 0 injuries, and they're going to be getting some players back. We're going to break down this game a little bit, recap some of the things that we saw. All right. And we're going to do some grades. If you guys don't mind, I miss getting your grades. I always do my grades, but we're going to do the offense. We're going to do the defense. We're going to do it all in its totality. We'll do special teams. We're going to do an offensive player of the game grade, defensive player of the game grade. All right. And we'll get down to the nitty gritty of that. All right. So Kyle Shanahan, no injuries. That's really great news. Here's our grading scale. So whatever they give for these different types of categories that pops up, that's how we grade it. It's A+ is 100, A is 95, A- 90, and then so forth down the thing. Let's start with the offensive grades. Let's start with the quarterback position. All right. Somebody's got to keep tally, keep the score out there.
I got you.
You got it?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So we're gonna do we're gonna give our the letter grade, and then from the letter grade, we'll go ahead and average out the 4. So let's start with Peachy, and we'll end. Let's start with Peachy, and we'll end with me.
Really? Quarterback?
Yeah.
Wow. I'll give Jimmy a B+.
All right. So Jimmy's got a B+ from Peachy. Again, while everybody's giving their grades, I'll just give you some stuff on Jimmy Garoppolo. He's 21 for 25, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 turnovers. Quarterback rate was damn high. That's what it was.
While they're thinking about their grade, the reason why I gave him a B+ and not an A, because I see people already out there getting aggravated. I did that because the stats don't exactly show everything that happened in this game. Like, he had a couple of problems in the first half, and that's why I gave him a B+. But he recovered nicely and wound up having a very, very solid second half. So that's why I gave him a B+.
Okay. Fair.
A.
All right. Explanation. No.
I mean, I get it. You know, there was a pick that Ramsey dropped, but it didn't happen, so I can't hold it against him. The second one, the first one was not his. Second one, he just dropped.
Second was a drop.
That was a pick.
It was in his hands, and he just.
My issue is beyond that. Like, he really played well. Like, he got out of the pocket and threw a dot to freaking McCaffrey. He threw another dot to Kittle in the back. Like, Jimmy played well, man. He played well. If we can get this Jimmy week in and week out, and I'm not saying 80+% completion percentage, just the fact of his ball placement and he hit a wide open receiver yesterday.
Wide open.
He floated the ball. I was like, float it, throw it. And it was where he heard me from Connecticut yelling at him, and he floated the ball, yo. I started cracking up.
Maybe you were yelling too much because it was slightly underthrown.
I'm okay with that. Just don't miss it.
Well, I understand that. The reason why I critique the underthrowness of the ball is because had he threw the ball, Ross Dwelly had to stop to go get it. And then we were talking about Ross Dwelly's speed. And I'm like, well, yeah, like, he's not a fast guy.
Nope.
But if that ball was in his stride, it's a touchdown. So those are little things you got to fix.
I'm cool with all that. I'm cool with all that. We still scored on that possession, so I'm giving him credit because we definitely he hit the wide open receiver for a change, and I just have to give him credit for that because he's missed those in the past. So when he does it and he does it the way he's supposed to, I'm giving him his credit. So I feel like Jimmy deserved the A. based on his performance, and a few of those, like I said, were absolute dots where they needed to be.
Okay. All right. Mose.
Same thing. A.
All right. Any different explanation?
Nah, fair, hit it on the money.
Yeah, I got you. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo, in my opinion, played really well. He played like a quarterback is supposed to play. Like, if you compare him to some of these other quarterbacks that played on Sunday, he was damn near in the top 10 of quarterbacking. Whether he threw for 300 plus yards or not, it was about the way he kind of like, he generally managed that game. He kind of willed the 49ers to that win. He got the 49ers scoring. So him stepping out of his own comfort zone, that throw to Christian McCaffrey was out of his comfort zone. That was on the right side of him, moving and out of the pocket and saying, I'm just going to throw it.
Leading someone.
Just catch the ball. I'm just going to throw it in the air. That if we're getting that Jimmy Garoppolo, that was 20. What's the year he came back? 2019?
19.
Not 2019. The
That
year he
like
got hurt.
Injury, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was the pre-injury Jimmy. That's what I'm trying to say. 2018, I believe.
Yeah, 18.
When he was getting out of the pocket and moving and stuff like that. That is scary. For that, I'm giving him an A-. I do agree with Peachy on some of the things. Like, there were some throws he missed that he has to hit, mainly in the first half. And he could have easily had 2 interceptions. Technically, he should have had 2 interceptions. That would be changing our perception of Jimmy Garoppolo a lot, and it might have actually changed the outcome of the game. But yeah, I got him in the A-. He finally hit my A- in the A mark. So what's his? We'll do that. We'll get the overall at the end. Running backs. I'll go first. Running backs. Christian McCaffrey, who saw the majority of the carries. As well as Jeff Wilson Jr. had 4 carries, 14 yards. I don't know why I'd be knowing these stats by heart. Christian McCaffrey, what he was like 16, 17 for 94 yards, something like that.
18
carries for 94 yards. Listen,
Yep.
Christian McCaffrey played like I got to go with an A-. I know people want to give him an A. He fumbled the ball twice. And I'm just not cool with fumbling the ball, period. I don't give who your name is, what you are, who you are, whatever position. If your hands is on that rock, you hold on to that rock. And I'm stickler to that. I'm a running
They
back.
only gave him 1 fumble, not 2.
Yeah, he dropped. It was a pass. It was a pass that he dropped after
The other one, they labeled it an incomplete pass.
Incomplete.
Oh, okay. So, well, still fumble. Can't fumble the ball, period. So just like I graded Jeff Wilson Jr. hard for fumbling the ball and they getting a touchdown off of it. Luckily, this particular fumble, Ray caught it. So I'm giving him an A-.
Okay. I'm giving him an A+ because for him in his second game to throw for a touchdown, run for a touchdown, and catch a touchdown, like he did everything that he was supposed to do and everything that he could do to help us get this W. Like, he fit right in. And I think his game, to me, shows exactly what Kyle Shanahan can do with him in this offense. Now, when you bring Debo back after the bye, you got Ayuk rested, you get Juszczyk back, you got Kittle rested for 2 weeks. The offensive line can get rested for 2 weeks and come back stronger. Imagine if he's able to do that with CMC. Imagine what he's going to be able to do when he has all his pieces back. But CMC is in mid-season form. He's ready to go. It's what he did on Sunday hasn't been done since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2005, and LT is a Hall of Famer. So he gets an A+ from me.
100%. Really quick, we got a praise break. Niner Cali Boy just chimed in. Just want to say thank you for all your prayers. Just tuned in. Love my Nitty Gritty family. Wifey is doing better, and we should be released tonight.
That's
and
awesome.
To God be the glory. And that's exactly why we pray. Had no idea he was watching. All right. This is what we do. All right. So
love you, bro. Absolutely.
Everybody need prayers, and we love you out there.
That's awesome.
Fair you up.
I mean, Mose, man, we on the same wave today, man. A+. It's hard for me to give somebody who came in 9 days ago on this offense and put that type of performance out on the field anything less. That's something that you do when you've been in the system for 4 or 5 years. That's something that you do, when you're in tune with your coach because y'all been working in the offseason and your quarterback, y'all been working in the offseason. That isn't something you do like 9 days in a system. Like that alone, the fact that Christian McCaffrey is able to, take in that much of the offense, put himself in a position to throw a touchdown, and that was an absolute, like, I was joking, but like, man, Jimmy came and, threw some dots himself, but McCaffrey threw that thing was like 40 yards in the air. 40 yards air time, bro. BA
beautiful spiral.
BA had enough time to turn back the other way because he put the ball where it's supposed to be. He didn't have to break his stride or anything, bro. Right in the red basket, touchdown. Then the catch that he made was absolutely beautiful. The way he high pointed the ball and then got himself down in bounds, didn't take a hit,
and didn't bobble the ball.
Didn't bobble the ball. That was just masterful. The run before the actual touchdown was the money for me. That's what gave him the A.
That should have been a touchdown anyway.
Exactly. But whatever. Hey, I do love the double tight end split when they crisscrossed for the block.
Sir.
Fire. So great play by Kyle Shanahan there. But man, we just saw something that hasn't happened in almost 20 years yesterday, and it happened on our team from the new guy. Like A+. I don't even Jeff Wilson's stats is whatever. Cool. A+.
Peachy.
Yeah, I give him A+ too, because if we didn't have him, we wouldn't have won the game. So it's just that simple.
All right.
Enough said.
The thing I liked about Christian McCaffrey was he held himself accountable, and he has to do things to get better as well. So that's part of my grading why he's an A-. He still has room to improve, but he definitely did play on an A+ level. But that fumble could have easily changed the game. And just like you talked about, Peachy, Jimmy Garoppolo, if he would have threw those interceptions, it could have been a whole different ball game. Like I said, if that fumble would have went the other way, we might be talking about a different outcome and having a different show. But shout out to Christian McCaffrey, man. He definitely put it on for his city. He put that uniform on. He put the team on his back, like you said, guys. And he went out there and got that win. So I'm with you. Let's go with the offensive line. Peachy, you go up first. We're going just like a snake. We'll do it collectively. We're not going to break it down individually. But if you want to know, they gave up 2 sacks, I believe, in this game. 3 sacks. Sorry, McGlinchey was 2.
I was going to say McGlinchey gave up 2.
Yeah. Who was the third one?
I was just what I was trying to figure out. But
was that off the busted one from damn, when Burford got
that was a sack on the Burford play?
There was a sack, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. So that's your 3 sacks.
There was the third one.
I feel like I would give them a B+ because I felt like that Banks held his own. He did really good. It was real impressive, Banks.
Yeah, Banks hasn't given up a sack yet this season.
Nope.
I mean, he's also playing on the inside, but he hasn't given up a sack yet this season. Though Banks was ranked 12th out of on PFF. He didn't grade high, but that doesn't mean he didn't play well. But the left side, in my opinion, is great. The left side is great.
Yeah.
I mean, like, great. Who's up next after Peachy? Fair? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's more of I'm kind of teetering between a C+ B- personally. I think I'll lean towards the B- side for the O-line. I just feel like there's a lot that we need to try to clean up. It really does start with McGlinchey. He's on this downward trend, and hopefully the bye week gets him to where he needs to be health-wise so that he can play a little bit better. But, you don't want that to affect the rest of the team. That sack that ended up happening from Burford's side was really a center issue where Jimmy is trying to get the ball snapped. Burford's setting up and then throwing his hand out, and the center's not even looking at Burford because he's hearing it's a rush snap. So that was just more of a miscommunication. I don't really blame Burford for that. But at the same time, the center's supposed to press down. You're snapping that. Aaron Donald's coming through that hole, bro. You got to press down with Burford.
Got you.
Yep. So, I mean,
I remember now.
I don't think he actually got the sack. I think Jimmy avoided him, but he still got sacked on that play.
Got you.
Yeah. So for me, B minus.
All right. Most.
This team played a very, very clean game. Other than the 3 sacks that are listed, and we only lost 12 yards. Jimmy was able to be 21 to 25. Whenever you see Jimmy that efficient, that means he doesn't have happy feet, which means he's not getting nervous. I hold that very high when I'm doing these grades. 23 carries, 111 yards, 4.8 yards per carry. But there are the 2 sacks. McGlinchey is the weak link. I want him out. I don't think that's going to happen. I think if I'm Kyle, I use the bye week to get the young bull Burford prepared to take over that right tackle spot, because I know he has the athleticism to do it. He played right tackle, left tackle in college, so he had to hold down the guard spot until Brunskill came back. So I'm using these 2 weeks to get Burford prepared to take over that right tackle spot, and you go into the next game. Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, Jake Brindle, Daniel Brunskill, and Spencer Burford at right tackle. Again, probably won't happen. That's just Moses' thoughts. But because of those sacks and because of him being the weak link, I got to give him a B+. They played a clean game other than that, but McGlinchey going to get Jimmy killed, and we don't need that right now.
Okay.
I just want to point out that Mose even added the R for Brunskill. We outside.
Oh, because we playing the Rams. in 2 weeks, he won't.
It'll be back to Buns. As far as McGlinchey goes, it's like I had put on Twitter, and I meant it, that McGlinchey needs to be put in the corner in someone's basement and like locked up and just there until 2023, until it's time to move him somewhere else.
I mean, because I come down here to record this pod, and I don't want to see his face while I'm down here. So he got anywhere else except my basement.
When I think of Mike McGlinchey, it's just weird, right? It's like he's not the weakest link, but he's like the weakest link. It's weird, right? It's like the timing of his mess ups are at the most opportune time on a drive, which makes his mess ups worse than some of the others. But he doesn't grade bad. It's just that, like, he's not giving up the pressures. He's really giving up the sacks. I don't know if they grade more on pressure or sacks. I'm looking at Aaron Banks' pressures. He gave up 3, and McGlinchey didn't give up any pressure. He gave up 2 sacks, right? So it's just like, I don't know how they grade. But then there was the penalty that happened at a bad time. It's just his timing is off, period. But I just don't think McGlinchey fits this offense anymore. And so I don't know if he can play anywhere else, but I don't know. I think he's soft.
I don't think that McGlinchey cares that much, because
I think he cares.
That's one thing about it.
He cares because he's on the sideline mad as fuck. That's the problem, Peachy. He cares, but you could care and you just don't have the ability to fix it because you don't have the talent to fix it. So if you watch him on the sideline, he gets down on himself. And I don't know if that's what's messing him up. You ever do something and you mess up and you be like, dang, and you become your own worst critic, and the only person that can get you out the rut is you? He can't pick himself out the rut. So all his teammates could go over to him and be like, man, shake it off. You're going to do better on the next play. And he's still in the rut. That's what I've been seeing this season from Mike McGlinchey. I watched when that camera zoomed to him on the side. He's slamming his stuff down. The last game, he didn't give somebody, Christian McCaffrey, first game back, tried to give him dap. He just stuck the hand out. Everybody else dapping him. It's a weird, but it was because he made a boo-boo. It's every time he makes a boo-boo, he's emotional.
Because I took it as is that he just don't give a shit about the rest of the players because of him not, helping Trey Lance up whenever he got up, not giving McCaffrey dap when he was trying to talk to him and all that stuff. I took it the wrong way. So my bad, because I took it as though he didn't give a damn about his team.
I don't think you're wrong. It could be a mix of both.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, and there was one play, remember, Breezy, we were talking about it on Twitter, where he was stood up to Aaron Donald.
Right. So like, it's not that he don't give a shit. It's not like he don't care. He just don't have the ability to be better. I don't think we're understanding that. Like, and he wants to be, he just physically can't. let me tell you this, Peachy.
Little engine that could.
A girl come up to you and bully you, and you bigger than them, but they punk you. Like in your mind, psychologically, you're gonna be like, damn, how did I let that happen? So you're gonna try again, never to let that happen. He tries every single time. When he gets bull rushed, he is gone. Like that's it. That's his kryptonite. Bull rushers.
Yes.
Well, Mike, Frank Clark. God dang, that's all power coming at this big mountain. Frank Clark bullied him, and he couldn't get right in his head.
Lean on me.
Pretty bad.
So
he messed the clock.
Nah, but yo, it's crazy to think like you're right, Breezy. I feel like he's allowing the bullies to punk him, even though he's the bigger person. Like, bro, you do realize you got like 3 inches and like 30 pounds on everybody that you're going against, at least. Bro, I mean, even
Twinkie fella.
I'm gonna tell. Can I tell a real quick story? I promise it'll be quick. Yeah. When I remember being like 12 years old, right? And I remember this kid got on my bus, and he was like 3 stops up, but he got off the bus stop for me, and he beat me up one day. Mm-hmm. And the next day, I said, you know what? I'm going to his bus stop. I went up to his bus stop. He beat me up again. I went to that boy bus stop 5 days in a row until I got mine. Mm-hmm. He beat me up 4 days in a row. By the time I got off the bus on Friday, he said, man, you know what? He didn't even get that next word out. I punched him in his face so hard, he fell back, and I started wailing on him. He beat me up 4 days in a row. So technically, he really won the war. But I got that one, and after that one, he was like, yo, bro, respect, man. I ain't never had nobody fight me 5 days straight, ever. Like, bro.
He didn't win the war. He was winning the battles. You won the war when you knocked him out.
He respected me after that. It wasn't even a point. He probably could have beat me up if we fought a 6th time. I was just going to keep fighting until I got one, and I did. McGlinchey needs to beat somebody up one good time. He needs to just bully somebody once, bro. Once. Callie, it's all right, bro. I'm good. I'm good out here in these streets. My name is...
he good out in these streets. I can keep it a buck.
I ain't 12 no more, bro.
Ain't nobody gonna bully me.
We are not little anymore.
But no, seriously, I think it really comes down to his like soft mentality.
Facts.
I'm not gonna call him soft like as a physical player, but just his mentality. You ever heard of big teddy bears? That's McGlinchey.
Indeed.
There's the cuddly teddy bears, and there's the ones that rip your mouth off.
Teddy.
He's the one you go. He's the Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, man, bro. You're right, bro. He's so much bigger than everybody.
But it doesn't matter, bro. He's the Build-A-Bear, bro. But I'm gonna tell you right now, fair. When he stood up to Aaron Donald little ass, and I was like, Mike,
He said he's a Care Bear.
Bro, he gave up a sack.
Is he Angry Bear?
I did the Homer Simpson after the tweet. I was like,
What are they going off on Twitter about? OBJ.
What's going on with OBJ?
Y'all just keep on. I'll look.
Nah, but it reminds me of what's that movie? Oh, it was a stand-up by Eddie Murphy. Remember the part where he was talking about the little dudes going to see Rocky? The big black dude was at the concession stand. He's like, I'm gonna get some juju beans, a lot of popcorn, a soda, and the is paying. And then the big black dude goes, "Oh, you must have just watched Rocky." Like, like, yo, McGlinchey's the big dude in that. Yo, he needs to be bullying folks, man.
I am. So who was I listening to? Was it Matt Mayoko? And I think he was with Greg Papa. Mm-hmm. And they were talking. Greg Papa was telling Matt about an interview he did with Joe Staley.
Right.
And you know, that's his protege. Like,
yeah,
right?
That's his rookie.
And Joe's just like, yo, he just gets down on himself. And then, I could tell him he the greatest guy in the world, but it don't matter once he get down on himself. So, Mike, if you're watching the show, listen, man, it's okay to critique yourself, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm like that too. Whenever I do a show, if I make a mistake, I keep playing, but man, I'm beating myself up. As soon as we take a break, yo, I can't believe I messed that up. They like, what are you talking about? Yo, you didn't hear me play that? Whatever. They like, nah. I be like, no, I really messed up. Now I got to go back and listen to it. So, and when I go listen to it, you really don't hear the mess up. But Mike McGlinchey, you see the mess up. He got to stop messing up. So,
right,
he's technically the weakest link on the offensive line. Technically, and he's not a rookie.
This is 5th year. He playing for a contract.
This is for $11 million. We talking about a contract. He ain't playing for a contract with us. We pay him $11 million. He gotta get. Yo, I don't know what to do.
Contract year.
Drink some testosterone. Do something. You gotta get stronger. You gotta get stronger mentality.
You need to hit up Vladimir from the program.
Yeah.
No.
I had to think about that. The yes almost came out.
No.
Stay away from the program if you know
Oh,
what I'm saying.
Lord, Callie.
Oh man,
stay away from the program. So,
sure.
So who was on their grades for the offensive line?
You.
It's me.
You're last.
All right. So I'm gonna give him an A-. Because I felt like the offensive line was strong, and they've been strong consistently week after week, even giving up a sack or two. Yep. The offensive line, ladies and gentlemen, got 0 penalties in that second half. Hell, the whole damn offense didn't get any penalties in the second half. When you knew in that first half what they were calling on the offensive line, we had 2 in the first half. Aaron Banks, and I think McGlinchey had one too. Let me just check penalties. Trent Williams had a penalty. McGlinchey had 2. Nope. McGlinchey didn't. So we only had 2 penalties in this game from the offensive line, guys. Trent Williams and Aaron Banks. So that's something to look forward to, because we talked about them playing less mistake-free football, playing more mistake-free football, right? Having less mistakes, and they were able to figure out and fix themselves. I think Trent got called with one earlier, and then obviously the one that was on Aaron Banks. So I give him an A-. Wide receivers. Who goes first? Me?
Yes.
You're going to take that.
I'm gonna go with the B+ here. Like Brandon Ayuk was the B+.
Yep.
And then everybody else was average. And it still somehow averages out to a B+. So I'm gonna go with B+. I'm gonna leave it at that. Brandon Ayuk, keep rising, my king. You're doing a great job. He is the number 1 wide receiver for the 49ers. And when I say number 1, I mean he's leading the team in yards, he's leading the team in touchdowns. That makes you number 1 in my books. So shout out to Brandon Ayuk. Kudos to you. I got B+.
Yes, sir. Most.
Didn't Ray have a drop?
I forgot I pulled one.
So let me see. Only 2 receivers caught passes.
It was
Johnny on the spot for that.
We were throwing the ball, bro, but we were throwing the ball to like tight ends and running backs.
In the end zone.
3 tight ends, 2 running backs, and only 2 of our receivers caught a pass. I know Debo and Jennings. A B, I guess.
Yeah,
that's right. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. B.
So the only 2 wide receivers I see with passes, bro, is Ayuk and Ray.
And Ray. Yep, that's it. Yeah, B.
Yeah, I'm there with Mose, man. I give him a B. Great job, BA. Everybody else, was just kind of out there exercising. I feel like McLeod had the great fumble recovery.
He's got to catch that pass. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but he has those issues, man.
But he's got to catch that pass.
There was one a couple weeks ago he got to catch.
That pass. So, all right. So let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation. Which catch was tougher to catch? The one where he was kind of like stumbling, he was wide open, and he didn't like really have his foot in, and he dropped it. That was a drop. Or that pass that was from Jimmy Garoppolo in double coverage. That everybody's saying that Jimmy was late throwing, which I agree. And it wasn't deep enough, which I agree as well. But he was right there.
He didn't even jump for it.
He did jump, but he jumped with alligator arms.
He jumped like that was not a jump. That was like
no. He didn't jump for the ball like at the high point.
Right.
He just jumped in between the guys and had his arms like this, waiting for the ball to drop in his bread basket. That's why I mean. He's got to make that catch.
So for me, I think the one against the Falcons was worse because his stumble was self-inflicted. He tripped over himself. There wasn't nobody who got tangled up with him, nothing. He had 4 or 5 steps on the defender. He should have been able to walk into the end zone there, and that was that. This one, at least the guys were there. If he would have jumped and made a little bit better effort, just like last week, he would have jumped and made a better effort to try to knock down the jump ball. You know what? Let's not talk about them. I'm about to get him a freaking C+ because of him. Go ahead, Peachy. They get a
go.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now you're making me rehash all this shit. So now
It was one pass. He had 2 targets. He caught one.
Right.
He didn't try to catch the other one. So
mad all over again. I would give them the receivers. I would give them a B+ because I really feel like that end zone, which we talked about, Ray's got to get his hands up in the end zone and try to at least do something, even if he doesn't. If he had his hands up, it would have been, there probably been a better chance of pass interference because he was draped. So I'm sure that it would have been PI. You can't just sit there and just let the ball, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't have your hands like way down here. Like, you have to have your hands up to act like that you're trying to do something so that the refs will see that. So I definitely feel like, especially after watching CMC, like what he did where he high pointed like completely, like went up in the air. Come on, Ray. You gotta do better than that. So B+.
Yeah, tight ends.
Home dog. These guys.
Wait, what?
He got to go catch that. He got to go.
He didn't catch it.
He's got to try. I'm not even mad that he didn't catch it. I'm mad he didn't try to catch it.
Right.
Effort.
Right. The fact that he was just way down here, and being draped and not even up here, making an effort is just, yeah. You just can't do that.
Now, I got to put this comment up here before Mose goes. Rod_Cali247 says, Ray is not a top 4 receiver on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Have him go up for a pass yesterday? Nah, he's not built for that. And I'm going to simply, with the kindest way, say that.
Yeah, that's not.
My receivers need to go catch passes.
That's wide receiver 101. Like you go up to catch you just go up to do it. Like you did the velocity.
I'm sure wherever he went to college, he was number 1.
Right.
I'm sure in college he knew some passes I gotta go catch that joint at the highest point.
Talk about it.
He a pro, and I get it. He's not the same, but he's got to try.
All he had to do was raise his hands up,
and possibly he might have drew a flag. Mo, right. You can go. I'm sorry.
Wait, Mose
went already.
Oh, he did?
Peachy went too.
Yeah.
We're going tight ends.
Tight ends.
Yep.
Who's first?
Peach.
I would give the tight ends. You know what? I'll have to give the tight ends an A.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably I'm like A+ somewhere between there. I mean,
yeah,
Hill had such a great game. Dwelly played well. They were blocking great. I mean, I think that's more the reason why Jimmy had clean pockets more than anything. That's why they had a lot of good lanes. If you can see, there's a lot of times where we had folks, lined up and again that goal line run by McCaffrey where they split across was absolutely fire. Like A+. I'm gonna give him A+.
Peachy, did you say A+ or A?
Peachy said A.
Okay. I'm going A too. I can't give him an A+. Kittle was only 3 for 39 for 1 touchdown. Dwelly had that 1 catch, although it'd be a big one for 56. And Tyler Croft caught 1 for 6. Croft had 1 target. Dwelly had 1 target. Kittle had 5, caught 3. So what is that? 5, 6, 7. And we caught 5 of 7 targets for 56, 39. That's 95 plus 6, 101. So what's that? 5 for 101 and a touchdown? Yeah, that's an A. I'll give him an A.
And a pancake.
I saw a pancake by Kittle, right? My only my only A+ is in the tight ends group.
Oof.
My only A+. Because the 49ers are predicated, their offense works well when you get these tight ends involved. And I'm not just talking in the run game. I'm sorry, Mose. Them little bitty yards that you're talking about, 101 yards, that big catch from Ross Dwelly was a game changer. It was more of a game sealer. Like, I'm going to seal the deal. You know what I'm saying? All he had to do was catch it. You said it best, Fair. It didn't matter if the ball was underthrown. He saw it, he went up, he got it, and came down with it, and got a 1 yard yak? 1 yard yak. It was just 1 yard. The moment he caught that ball, Ross Dwelly acceleration is so slow. I'm like, yo, he about to scoop. Yo, the cornerback came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was crazy. That actually, with that Dwelly catch, that was what got Ramsey and them heated and got him arguing on the sidelines over there. That was it when they,
busted coverage. Somebody they double teamed BA on the end route, and Dwelly just literally ran free, wide open down down the sideline.
And what was even more scary is Jimmy almost didn't throw it to him.
Oh my goodness, Jimmy was about to throw it to the double coverage. Jimmy's like, oh, he's open. I'm a lost.
Hold up, he's wide open.
Yo, that was so great.
Thank
man. I'm so
goodness
happy.
that he went through his progressions before he just let that ball rip.
For sure.
All right, so we got the offense. What is our overall grade for the offense?
All right, so QB average 92.3.
Hey.
Running back average 97.5. O-line average 87. Wide receiver average 87. Tight end average 97.5.
Hey.
We're going to get that overall grade. And what we got?
We in the mid to low 90s.
It's gonna be mid to high 90s. Sound like, what is it?
Mid to high. No, low.
Oh, you talking about the average of all the offense?
Yeah,
like the
bring
total?
it all together.
All right, hold on.
Thank you,
So
sir.
plus that.
Good gentleman and a scholar.
This plus 92.3. Divide that by 5 for 5 positions.
Have fun, Tanya.
Where's Tanya?
Yep, we're at a 92.3.
Hey,
average grade for the total offense.
92.3. There it is. That's a good grade. I tried to tell everybody that the offense was moving up. The offense is moving up. When I do the rankings this week, when I go through the great the rankings and stuff on the show, you're gonna see that the offense is trajecting and trending upwards. That's good for the 49ers because now they're gonna start putting up points. All right, we're gonna get to this defense in a second. Let me see. I'm checking my text messages. All right, so Adam from the show, he does the show with Gina, our sister Gina, Driving to the Top Productions. They're doing a 49ers overreaction show. So if any content creator out there wants to be on the show, it's going to be at 10 p.m. I believe. Is that Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m.? Because if it's Pacific Standard Time, my ass is in the bed. But what is that? I don't even know what time that is. Anyway, please hit up Melissa or hit up Gina and let her know she's looking for people to be on the show. I might try to jump in if it's 10 p.m. Eastern, but I gotta get some eat after we finish this. I'm starving. But I just wanted to put that out there. So is it 9 p.m. tomorrow night? I'm lost. I'm looking at my text messages. Is it tonight?
I thought she does that on Tuesdays.
Or maybe it is tomorrow. It says, Breezy, I need your help.
I'm not sure.
About 10 p.m. Okay. So we'll get
maybe
that.
Not. I'm not sure.
10 p.m. Eastern. He lives in Pittsburgh. It's tomorrow. What's tonight at 9 p.m.? I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I'm going with the text message. I got 10 p.m. Y'all get me messed up. We got to get to this defense. We're going to be here for another hour. Let's speed this up.
Got it.
Cats got things to do. All right, here we go. We're grading the defensive line, the linebackers, the safety, and the cornerbacks. Right?
You up, Breezy?
I'm up first. D-line. Look, I thought the defensive line played a lot better than what they played the past week.
Yes.
they finished the game with a couple of sacks, but there was only one sack from the defensive. Well, yeah, one sack from the defensive line. Fred Warner had a sack on a blitz. I think I'm going to give the defensive line. They couldn't stop the screen, but they definitely adjusted. So I'm gonna go to solid B from the D line. I'm going solid B. They couldn't stop the screen. They were getting themselves in a lot of third and shorts, and they just looked like they were gonna get gassed. I for a second thought the Rams were just gonna go hamburger with the screen game. I tell you what, though, they came back out in that second. You bet this 49ers offense need to be buying this defense something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talking about Burger King and McDonald's. I'm talking Roof Steakhouse eat. Because this happened. Tell me if
Not
I'm
Ruth. That joke's expensive and a ripoff.
well,
Ruth's fire.
she said it was a ripoff. She didn't have to say it was expensive and a ripoff.
We trying to get a sponsorship. Hold on now.
Yeah, right. Because I ain't trying to pay for a la carte. I want the deal. All right, but now here's what I'm saying. Look, they came out in the second half after the offense floor, got stomped. Right?
Mm-hmm.
In the second half, they were stumped, and then the defense said, we're gonna get you the ball back. And they did. They didn't get a turnover, but they got a 3 and out, which is just as good. And that allowed the offense to come back out there and compete and get some points. And that's where the touchdown came. But the defense did that, and they couldn't do it the whole first half because they gave up 14 points. And shout out to this defense for only giving up 14 points.
Yeah.
In the first half.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Right.
Solid B for me, though.
Yeah, so for that reason, because of what you just said, because the defense gave up no points in the second half, and the way that they played so much better in the second half than they did in the first. They did some good things in the first, but like you said, the screams, I don't know what that is about us not being able to contain those. I will give the defense an A-.
Defensive line, not the whole defense, though.
Oh, yeah. The line. That's what I mean. The line. Yeah.
All right.
My bad. The line.
No worries. Me?
Minus, we got a B. Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably more on the B- range. Defensive line, I feel like there weren't a lot of rush opportunities in the first half because they were in front of the sticks. First drive, the D-line played really well, but then the middle of that first half, man, they were getting chewed up, and there was that long drive, so many issues with that one drive, and I think they may have been a little gassed early on. B- because of how they showed up in the second half and shut everything down.
Above it, above all the grades so far.
I'm going B+. I think the defensive line did what they needed to do. We had one less sack than the Rams did. However, with our 2 sacks, it was a negative 20 yards, and they only had a minus 12 yards. So our sacks were more impactful. And although the Rams don't have a good running game, we were able to hold them to 2.7 yards per carry, 21 carries for only 56 yards. The one touchdown came from a scramble from Stafford, and even with that, he had a negative 1 yard because of the sacks. So, and their longest run of the day was only 6 yards. So for that, I get a defensive line. Plus, with the sack from both, I get them a B+.
All right, now take us back around. Start with the linebackers, fam.
Let's go, Mose.
Fred was outstanding.
Yes.
Oren Burks filling in was outstanding.
Off the hook.
Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, he did what he needed to do.
Sound like an A-.
They get an A from me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought the linebackers was there. I think I'm gonna have to agree with you when I get. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna agree with you now. I'm not even gonna explain anything.
Do it. I'm probably an A- for the linebackers. I think that Burks, like you said, he had a solid grade. Fred was exceptional, and BFF was okay. So, the average of that for me is an A-.
Respect. I do know. I do remember Burks giving up the touchdown.
Right.
We'll talk about that after Peachy's grade.
Linebackers. I'll give them an A. I was impressed with how they handled themselves, especially who we had out. I really thought that they handled themselves really well. I was very concerned about the linebackers. We were talking about that on Sizzling. We were talking about how on our pregame show about, you know, the linebackers that we were missing, and even, you know, on Nothing But Niners, you know, how it was going to affect, you know, the way that they were able to be used, and we weren't sure what to do. And I thought the linebackers held their own, so I'll give them an A.
Mm-hmm.
I like this, Peachy. I do want to talk about that one play. I felt like that was a D'Amico Ryans error
For sure.
because he had the wrong personnel out there, or he had the right. We had to have been in base, right? No, we probably were in nickel.
I think we're in nickel.
Were we in nickel?
Yeah.
Then I wish that would have been that one play. So in my opinion, I feel like whoever's the nickel back needs to cover Cooper Kupp.
Correct.
Because clearly Cooper Kupp was in the slot. So here's my thing. I haven't watched the film yet. So when I get to the film, I'll be like, all right, cool. I see what happened. So I haven't watched it yet. Y'all might have seen it watching it live. I know I didn't because my junk was like it was choppy. I wonder if because remember he was playing catch up to get the Kupp. What was Jimmy Ward doing? Because Jimmy Ward should have been on Kupp if Kupp was lined up in the slot. If Kupp wasn't lined up in the slot and they had a linebacker on them, that's on Ryans. Because Ryans had the wrong personnel out there. So I need to see what happened. That's the only reason why they gave up that touchdown. Had that been, and that touchdown would have happened on it may not have happened on Fred Warner. May not have. Way better in coverage than Oren Burks. But that probably would have happened on just about any linebacker in the league, including Fred Warner. Fred may have been able to get back there and tip that pass up, or just been smart enough to read that that's where it was going. So what are your thoughts on that? Just curious.
Yeah, I feel like Fred was playing on one, so he had a shot, but that's just a tough, terrible matchup for any linebacker.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought.
And there's just really nothing. That was the second time, actually, he got pushed to defend Kupp. So it's going to get ugly every time. There's nothing you can do with it.
And that's
ended up pretty, and we didn't make the adjustment to fail the right way. And that's what happens. That's what happened.
Right? That was McVay saying, oh, they're in this personnel. Listen, Kupp, find the linebacker, get on them, and get open. And there's the touchdown. All right. I just want to make sure I was seeing the same way. Because I tell you what, that's why I'm not worried about the Rams. Like, I don't know why everybody is scared to play the Rams. People keep talking about how they beat us in the NFC Championship. Listen, I'm going to say this one mother-loving time. Can't say bad words anymore because Rome looks at my wife like, Mom, can I say that? And then I get a text message, can you stop? So listen, let me just say this. Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt. And I know he played bad, but he was still injured. How is it that Jimmy Garoppolo is always able to find a way to beat the Rams when he's not injured? That tells you something right there. So put that context in y'all book. Since we're a contextual fan base, every time we say somebody played bad, here comes the context. Right? So he was hurt in that game. And we still almost won. Had he not made a damn error, we probably would have won. We were only lost by 3.
Had Kyle had continued to play Deebo Samuel, which is why he was upset at the end of the game and stuck with that game plan, that we would have won.
That's why.
Let's just put that out there.
That's why OBJ about to be a 49er and everybody gonna be mad. All right, where we at? On the safeties, I go first this time? Safeties, I gave him like a D, yo. I'm not liking the safety play anymore. I don't think it's good. I think Hufanga is declining. I think Gibson was Gibson just didn't look like. Here's what I think was wrong with the safeties. Emmanuel Mosley's out. So they're overcompensating and they have to play more in coverage.
Right.
When Emmanuel Mosley was there, his responsibility, he took care of it. Now that Emmanuel Mosley is not there, they have to help. They have to really play safety. They're no longer. What was going on when Emmanuel Mosley was playing was that both safeties were playing free. That's the only way I can say. Hufanga missed like 6 tackles. I don't have it. I'm not looking at it. I don't want to look at the stats right now. But Hufanga missed a lot of tackles, and Gibson just doesn't look the same anymore. And so I think it's because they're trying to overcompensate and help out with which they really supposed to be doing. And remember, I said that my only issue with Hufanga was going to be him in coverage. And now we're starting to see him like having to actually play the safety role, you know, when he's actually, we played a lot of 2-man high under safety in this particular game. And so, I mean, I give him, you know, I'm going to give him I'll give him a D+. Raise it from D. I'll up it to a D+.
Mose. Oh, sorry, Peachy.
I'll give them a C-. They missed a lot of tackles. You're right. They definitely played bad. I didn't understand what was going on out there. It was crazy. You pretty much said it, Breezy. So
I don't know. What did the Chiefs fan say? I missed it.
I didn't think I don't know. He wasn't doing too much.
Yeah, why are we blocking fans? Why are we blocking unless they say something bad? I thought that
I just put him in timeout. I did not block him in the thing.
So for safeties, we have like this elephant in the room we need to discuss, if you ask me.
Oh, we talk about Jimmy Ward?
We have Jimmy Ward, who last year was a top 100 player playing safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I get it. At the beginning of the year, both Huff and Gibson was playing lights out together, right? But over these last 3 weeks, both of them have declined. And I don't even know if it's declined. I think that they're at where they're supposed to be. For Huff, you know what I mean? He's still super young. He's still learning on the job, right? So we're going to have these times where he has these lapses. And he's a gunslinger. He's like a defensive Brett Favre. You're going to get interceptions with touchdowns. They come. So those big plays are risk reward. Huff takes a lot of risks because he tries to go after the reward. Sometimes he lays in the tackles and doesn't wrap. Sometimes he jumps routes. He does a lot of things that, like, you know, we don't really understand why because he plays off instinct. He just is a baller. With those, you get some times where they get beat. Jimmy Ward, and a lot of issues that people have with Jimmy Ward is he don't make those big plays. He don't get those picks. He don't get those fumbles. And the thing is, with Jimmy Ward, you're not going to have a lot of those big mistakes. Actually, you're not. You're going to have none. Jimmy don't make
tackling guy out there, bro.
Jimmy don't make a lot of mistakes.
Yo, did you see that tackle he put on? He's the one that injured.
Yeah, yeah. He's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
He's a monster. And I don't know, man. At this point, I get it. Like, I understand that D'Amico was riding the hot hand. We had 2 of the top 5 safeties in the league for the first 3 weeks. You ride that, right? But now for the last 3 weeks, they kind of are where they should be in the league. And I think we need to make that switch, man. I'm cool with putting, you know, Sam back at the nickel and get Jimmy back there, man. Gibson needs to come on out of that starting role, keep Huffing there, put Womack at nickel, and let us rock out.
I'm going to answer after Mose goes.
With that, you know, I'll give them like a C-.
Okay. Maybe I should up my grade to a C-. I'm not. I want to hear what Mose has to say. See if you guys can persuade me.
Go ahead, Mose. You up?
My bad. My mom was calling me.
Everything good?
I mean, if I'm looking at the stats, Hufanga and Jimmy Ward combined for 13 tackles.
Mm-hmm.
But are we considering Jimmy as a safety? Because Jimmy was playing the nickel.
He played the majority of his snaps in nickel. He played a couple in the box.
We're talking about safeties.
I mean, I consider him a safety. I don't consider him a corner even when he playing nickel.
Okay, so that's Moses.
I might want to bump that group up if that's what we're doing.
Nah, that's what he's doing.
Okay, yeah, I'm considering him under the
Yeah, that's just what I'm doing.
Okay.
But even with that, I agree with y'all. Say, I mean, the missed tackles, and that's why I was saying before. I think I was saying it on Sizzling that I would take Tashawn Gibson out just because he played well early when he filled in, but he's not better than Jimmy Ward, and Jimmy Ward's natural position is at safety. So, I know Samuel Womack is young, he's the rookie, he's a young guy, but he needs the reps. So I just didn't like how they played. I know Jimmy Ward is still trying to get back into the swing of things, but there was a couple. There was one pass that Allen Robinson caught. All Jimmy Ward got to do is get his head around. I don't expect him to make the catch, but put the club up, knock it down, do something. So
that was bad.
Yeah, all you got to do is get his head around. So for me,
I remember that.
So for me, I'm with you. I'm at a C-.
I'm keeping mine at a D+. Y'all not that much higher. Mine's a 69. Y'all might be a 70. So it ain't
That's
that much.
it. Yeah, that ain't that big of a difference.
I did want to address a couple of things about the safety position.
Talk about it.
You mentioned that their decline is starting to drop. And if we go back to what I was saying earlier about the safeties, the mostly injuries, it was detrimental to this 49ers secondary. And I don't think we understand how much of a value we had with a healthy Mosley. And the 49ers need to do everything in their power. I had Jason Hurley on here talking about contracts earlier in the salary cap. And because of him getting injured, the 49ers are definitely going to look at trying to bring him back, probably on a 1 year, some type of an injury type of deal or
Same
what.
they did for Verrett this year.
Yeah, same thing they did with like Jason Verrett, yo. And listen, it's showing now why our young safety and our old safety is starting to struggle. And I'm telling you right now, it's because they're no longer playing free. They're bound. They have a role and they have to stick to it. It's different like when you got people that don't have to, that can just roam around and kind of like do their thing. And Mose, you're 100% correct. Jimmy Ward is better at safety than Gibson, but he's also better than probably all of our nickel backs. And we're paying Jimmy. He's got to get out on the field. He's being paid to play. I don't care where it is. So you got to figure out where to put him. But Mose, you might be right. Coming off that bye week, if Jason Verrett is back.
Yeah, but I get it. Jimmy's probably better than our nickels, but if Demo or Samuel Womack is in that nickel, are they better than Tashawn Gibson at their position? I know they play two different positions.
I feel like,
but are they better? Is it better to have Gibson and Jimmy Ward, or is it better to have Ward and Demo or Ward and Womack?
See, I don't know, but I think for Hufanga, I want Ward playing safety. Because if you want Hufanga to play like Hufanga, you need Ward back there. So I agree with you. I just don't know if the Niners see it that way because they're not confident in Womack. They're confident in Womack playing, making plays for certain positions, but they're not confident. And Keenan Allen, is that the guy they're gonna line up if he plays in 2 weeks? I don't want Keenan Allen on Womack. I don't know if I like that matchup. I probably won't like Jimmy Ward on him either, but at the end of the day, that's what it's going to come down to. I think for Cooper Kupp and his purposes, they wanted him there, but I think he goes back to where you said he's going to go back to. And then Tashawn Gibson becomes depth. He just becomes depth. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I mean, unless Mooney is moving and traveling, I don't think we have anybody to match up with Keenan Allen. And that's not a slight to our corners. I don't think there's a lot of dudes in this league
right?
Just because of the way he runs routes. So I mean, if anything, I want Womack on him because I want you to see the caliber of dude that you're going to be facing in this league.
Okay,
and if you can face this caliber of dude, just know that you're not going to get this every week. You're not going to get this every. You may get this when we face the Raiders who got Devontae Adams. You may get a little bit of this when we face the Cardinals who got DeAndre Hopkins. You're going to see Cooper Kupp. You're going to see the Keenan Allens. But when we play Atlanta don't got a dude like that.
No.
There are other teams on our schedule that don't have a dude like that. So if you can just get in there and just like we said with McGlinchey, you got to get a dub, and you may not win. Like Fair mentioned in his story, you may get beat 5 reps in a row, but on that 6th rep, you beat Keenan Allen and you shadow him and you knock that ball down, or you come up with an interception. That's all you need to know that you can hang with these dudes. So I need Womack to get that experience.
I only got beat up 4 times most. It wasn't 5.
You know what I mean?
I'm joking.
Let's get to these cornerbacks so we can get enough out of our players of the game.
Mose, you up.
Corners. First half, second half a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go B-.
Okay.
B-.
All right.
It's between a B- and a C+.
I could dig it. I could dig it. I could dig it, bro. Go ahead. You got it, dog.
I feel like I'm way off then. I'm a whole grade lower.
Okay.
I'm a C-.
Really?
Okay.
I feel like the penalties absolutely killed us. I feel like we couldn't guard anything. I wouldn't trust our corners in the first half to walk my dog across the street. It was really ugly. And I feel like even in the second half, because they weren't in front of the chains, like we just the pressure wasn't on the corners. They didn't really have to do much. We were starting getting pressure on the quarterback. Linebackers are flying around. The corners really didn't have that good of a game for me yesterday. Just watching my own eyes. So I go C-.
Okay. Peachy. So we got a B-. You said B- most?
Mm-hmm.
C-, B-. Peachy's going with a B-. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's it. It's on you.
Oh, I thought she wanted to talk about it. All right.
No, I'm good.
I'm just gonna go with a flat out C. They just got to be better.
Mm-hmm.
They were average. Mooney can't overcompensate for everybody, and Mooney has some PBUs in the end zone. And I know you talked about that penalty on him, the one directly right after the Ambry Thomas one. You know damn well once Ambry Thomas come in the game, it's going to be a penalty. He's like the Josh Norman. That's what the league looks at him like, and it sucked for him, right? Because he's another person that gets in his own head and can't find a way to dig himself out of the hole once he gets down. He's got to figure that out. Look, I didn't think that Mooney penalty, that shouldn't have been a penalty. Like, I didn't understand the holding call. I saw Robinson push off.
Yep.
Where's the OPI? But they tagged the hold, but they called it, and then the defense couldn't keep him out of the end zone, right? They couldn't keep him out of the end zone. That's their first score. It's gonna be tough, but the second half, they definitely were able to turn it around, and it lets you know that most secondaries in the league are great because of their pass rush.
Yeah.
Great because of the front seven. Most interceptions happen because quarterbacks are pressured and then they make a mistake throwing the ball, and then it's just it's right here. That was happening to the 49ers at the beginning of the season, correct or incorrect? That was happening. We just had to catch the ball. Matter of fact, Huff leads the team with interceptions, 3. So I feel like I'm going with an average C, and I don't know if they're going to get better. I think the only way the secondary gets better is if Jason Verrett comes back, and I'm just keeping it 1,100%. If Jason Verrett, and he's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy. But healthy Jason Verrett puts the 49ers back where they were at the beginning of the season. So if you could get 9 games out of Verrett, we are golden. Because now our defensive front is going to be able to feast. Because now you just rush 4 guys. You don't got to send those exotic blitzes. Linebackers can play coverage. It's a different style of football. It's different than what we saw at the beginning of the season. I know the Chiefs fan is in here, and he's talking about all his players. And you know what? They whipped our ass. 100. I'll give it to them. They beat us up. They did. They beat us up. All right? It is what it is. I tell you what, though. Let us have our team. Y'all ain't beating up shit. Because I guarantee you, if our defense was fully intact, that wouldn't have been the same Patrick Mahomes. We couldn't get to him. We couldn't get to him because our defensive backs couldn't do anything. Different game. And I know that for a fact. Because in that Super Bowl, we were applying pressure. Then we stopped. That's what happened. So you pressure Mahomes, you can beat him. You don't pressure.
It was close in the fourth quarter of the freaking last game.
Okay, it got all the way to the fourth again. You're right.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
it wasn't.
It just got away from us.
That's my point.
Really fast.
The defense couldn't stop anything. And
No.
they just said
Third down plays.
Their defense couldn't stop it either. But then we turned the ball over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
So look, I'm just gonna keep that a buck, and I'm not blaming our losses from injuries. It's not what I'm doing. That's not what I do. I just know that when the 49ers defense is intact, they're the number one defense in the league. And if anybody disagrees with that, you have not been watching football all year long.
Right.
Y'all have not. And I'm not talking just to the Chiefs fan. I'm talking to everybody. It's not an excuse. Y'all motherfuckers won. Chiefs guy, I said y'all won. Y'all punched us in the mouth. I said that. I gave you props. Shut the fuck up. I know what I said. Y'all won at the end of the day. I just know my team, and if they were full, it'd be different. And your team was full. Let's keep it a buck. Anyway, I like our chances headed into the second half, and we'll get into that. You know what I'm saying? On some of the other shows, we'll get into that. Because Mike Peachy said, in that daggone Chiefs game, the Chiefs didn't know what was going on because the 49ers were able to come back and answer. And then it just happened. They just stopped. Like the offense couldn't figure it out. They turned the ball over. Chiefs get the ball back. Y'all get momentum. It was a different game. Again, y'all won. Let's do offensive. What's our average for the defensive grades?
All right. So defensive line average is 86. Yes. Linebacker average is 93.8. Safety average was 69.8. Cornerback average was 76.3. Total defensive average 81.5.
Sounds about right.
I gotta address this Chiefs guy. This must be your first time watching the show. Let me explain to you what this show is about. It's called Nitty Gritty for a reason, because and the reason why no one likes us is because we keep it 100. When we win games, we still talk about how bad we played or what we could have did to improve to be better. That's what we do here. We just keep it a buck. If you were watching the beginning of this show, you would have heard us talk about our own players and how they play like crap. Like that, that's what we do. And we don't care if people don't like it. We're not going to change our format for nobody. So if we would have won this game, we would have been celebrating the win, but we would have been talking about how we could have been better.
Right.
That's what we do. That's what everybody should do. It's always Christian McCaffrey had the best speech at the end of this game in his presser, because regardless of how great he played, he said he could have been better. That's crazy to me. I don't know how you can be better after throwing a touchdown, rushing for a touchdown, and catching the touchdown. But he also fumbled the ball. And he also felt like he missed some holes. That's what I'm talking about. So it's always about getting better. Don't block the fan. I like fans. I don't mean any disrespect for them. It's just, I just want to explain to him, if this is his first time watching, and we appreciate you, make sure you subscribe to the channel, please, and get your other friends to subscribe. If this is your first time watching, it's called Nitty Gritty for a reason. It's because we get down to the nitty gritty and we keep it 100. That's what we do.
Yeah, don't block the fans. We're, as long as they're not saying nothing derogatory or anything like that.
Correct. He says
talking channel.
He just says if we would have won, we wouldn't be making excuses. I mean, you can't make excuses when
you can't make excuses for winning, so, but you can always look at how you can improve and get better.
That's
our head coach says it all the time. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're not staying the same.
Correct.
So
it's not about
this right here.
That's what this podcast is doing. We're looking at the win. We're praising the players for what they did good. But even if we go back to our running backs, me, Peachy, and Fair gave the running backs an A+. Breezy gave them an A- because he saw the things that they did well, but he also saw things that they could have improved on. He said Christian McCaffrey had an outstanding game. One thing he can't do is fumble the ball. We got lucky that Ray McCloud was in the area the ball went directly to him. And again, Fred Warner says that sometimes turnovers, Fred Warner says it. And where he got that from was another leader that used to be on the team, Richard Sherman. Sometimes the turnovers are about luck. Sometimes the ball bounces your way and sometimes it doesn't. And yesterday for Christian McCaffrey, the ball bounced our way and it went directly to Ray McCloud. But that's an issue for Breezy. Breezy said, as a running back, we spend all of this, these draft picks on you. We paying you $11-12 million a year next year and going forward. One thing you got to do is you cannot fumble the ball. So
ball security.
So we talk about what went good, but we talk about areas where we can improve, because once you get into the tournament, it's win or go home. And little mistakes like this are what cost teams advancing in the playoffs and ultimately winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man. So, and I don't want to put too much more energy on a fan who they don't even have their own chance in the stands. They had to steal it from a college team. So we'll move on.
Yikes.
So let's go.
What's our average grade, bro?
average grade for the defense is 81.5.
Got it.
So we were 92 for the off
and a B minus.
Whoa. Y'all listen. I told y'all mofos this offense was on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
We graded the offense position by position. And how is the offense 10 points higher, 11 points higher than the defense? And the defense is the strength of this team. Are we seeing it?
I just feel like the secondary really set us back a little bit.
What was the lowest grade? I forgot.
Lowest grade was the safeties.
Yeah. So that's part of the secondary.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
if you just
put them, what you call it, back there like they're supposed to, like Moses is saying, that safety grade go back up to an A minus.
69.8 plus 76.3 divided by 2.
A.
I mean, it averages out to a 73 for the secondary, but 73 is not good in an NFL that's a pass happy league. 73 is not good. I don't care if it's passing. 73 is not good. When we still got hold on. Hang on. Let me get some.
One most.
When we still got Herbert. We still got Kyler twice.
Kyler's the only one that concerns me, bro.
We still got Tua and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. We still got Tom Brady.
Is Kyler Murray.
We still got Derek Carr and Devontae Adams. It's a pass happy league.
God dang Derek Carr. Yo, I'm so mad. I know you know what I'm about to say. Yo, that motherfucker got me 1.6 points.
You talking about Devontae?
Yeah,
I'm talking about Devontae, JoJo, Casey, Dalvin. Whoa. Lately I have some strangest feelings. What the freak happened? You got me feeling it. I lost my league. I was 5-2. You made me 5-3.
Not the woo.
I did the woo. Kirk gotta go, bro.
Yo, everybody's talking about his ass should have never left Green Bay.
He should have not. Yo, I'm mad at him for leaving Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is pissed. Devontae, you should be pissed too, because you want to play with some college teammate. Bro, you ain't no Cincinnati Beng. You ain't go to LSU.
Right. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase played with each other like a year or two before they got back together in Cincinnati. It's been over a decade since you and this man played together at Fresno State of all places. Like,
I don't even know where that shit is.
Not the same.
Where is Fresno?
In California.
I didn't know that. That's why I asked.
It never rains in Southern.
It's in Southern Cal?
No, I don't know.
I thought they was talking about LA in that song. I'm just saying. Dang, yo. And then they got beat 24-0 by the Saints.
They didn't put up any points.
So you mean to tell me Andy Dalton, dear God, tell me I picked up Andy Dalton and started him over Jimmy Garoppolo and then dropped Jimmy.
You did. No, you didn't do that.
I didn't do that.
Nobody did that. is Andy Dalton.
I have Andy Dalton.
Nobody did that.
Peachy got Andy Dalton.
But I had no choice because I had to have a quarterback
Right.
that was starting because Mahomes was off. So I had
that don't count.
I have Andy Dalton. Yeah.
No, that count because that's what I'm thinking. I did too, Peach. I had
That's what I
Patrick
had to do.
Mahomes,
I had to have
and I was like,
Andy
oh,
Dalton.
Steve, I need a quarterback. It was Jimmy Garoppolo on my roster, but the question that I dropped Jimmy, but I think I dropped Jimmy for freaking the guy from Washington.
Taylor Heineke.
What did he?
Shout out to Jacoby Myers for balling for the Nitty Gritty League for me and so I can win.
Are you kidding me?
This week. He
played a good
killed
game
it
since
yesterday.
2018. All right. We got to do special team grades real quick. I'll start with the special teams. I'm going to give them a B. I thought overall they did well. They secured the ball, no fumbles, great kicking. Robbie Gold just got an award too. Congratulations to Robbie Gold. What's the award he got? Scoring? He's like 11th on the list.
He's like 11th all time in scoring.
In scoring, yo. Congratulations to Robbie Gold. Round of applause to Robbie.
For sure.
Man, that's amazing. Great accomplishment. And I'll tell you what. He kicking this year. We got like 2 missed field goals, 1 missed field goal this year. He's doing really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave him a B overall. I still think there's some things they got to be better. Ray McCloud still takes it out of the end zone. I don't understand that and gets it to the 7-yard line. I'm like, dude.
Just let it go. Let it bounce.
No, but didn't he average like 31 yards or something on punt return?
No, punt return, he's top in the league. He's like top.
Kick return. Something he averaged like
bro. He was
30 yards this game.
Yeah. All right,
yeah, he got so Ray McCloud, 2 kickoff returns.
Up my grade to B plus. Up my grade to B
plus. And then he averaged 33 yards on his 2 kick returns. He had a long of 39.
Up my joint to a B plus.
And then he had 3 punt returns for 34 yards, averaging 11.3. And his long on punt return was 15.
My
Robbie was 1-on-1 for field goals, 4 for 4 on extra points.
Yeah.
Mitch had 3 punts, 123 yards, average 41 a punt, and 3 of those inside the 20. Yeah. Shoot, I'm giving special teams an A.
So, hey.
I'm sorry I went out of turn, but I'm giving special teams an A.
We try
already been out. I'm a B plus, man. Nice shirt.
B plus.
But that Mose gave us the curve. Mose got the curve joint going on, but that A gonna jump that grade up.
He got that big old curve right there.
95
plus
389s.
Plus 389s. Divide that by 4. 90.5.
So the weakest link was still the defense.
Defense.
Okay. They're going to get it together. They're getting reinforcements back. We'll talk about that on next week's show. Yes. Let's do our players of the game, and let's get up out of here. We're almost at the 2-minute mark, and I appreciate everybody sticking around and rocking with us. Guys, we're still trying to promote this channel and get it back to where it was, but we do appreciate you all that are here. Offensive player of the game, is it just Christian McCaffrey? Are we just going to just give him the player of the game, or you got somebody else different?
I got one.
Okay, Peachy got one.
I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson Jr.
Really?
The spurt that he had when he came out there was electric.
He did.
I thought that he gave us a spark when he came out there.
Okay.
The offense was moving pretty good whenever Jeff Wilson Jr. was out there.
All right. Listen, look, I'm not going to sit here and say what in the hell you talking about, because I thought when Jeff Wilson came out there as well, the offense got going. It was like McCaffrey needed a break. Maybe that's what Anthony Lynn was trying to tell Kyle Shanahan. Give the kid a break. You gonna run
when he was getting yelled.
Anthony Lynn must have got chewed out. Now, listen, I'm all for that. Like, I understand that, right? And I'm sure after that game, I bet you $1,000 Anthony Lynn went up to us and said, "Don't you ever talk to me like that again." Yes. I respected you because you were my head coach.
Right.
And I ain't want to come out of my character.
Right.
But you do it again, it might be a little different. It might have been some Michigan Wolverine, Michigan State shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Anybody else got a different player of the game? Fair?
I mean, I think we all should take an initial. Breezy, you go first. Mose, you take your initial. I go in at the end. Go ahead.
C.
Mose.
M.
C.
Some JWJ at the end, dog. The running backs. The running backs. I like it. I like it. I like it. The running backs.
Love it.
Let's go with defensive player of the game. We don't need to even explain. This is where it's going to get tricky. I went first last time. Mose, you get to go first this time.
Frederico Warner.
Okay. Fair. Yes.
Do I have to pick somebody else?
No, this is where
I mean, Fred was Fred. He was everywhere.
Yeah.
Right, said Fred. Peachy too.
Yeah.
All right. Can I be different?
Go ahead.
I could be different. Oh, snap. I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa.
I'm cool.
Okay.
And here's why. Boy, man, they was holding the hell out of that motherfucker. Yo,
Oh my god.
I
You know that one where we saw him get knocked to the ground?
I don't know what offensive holding is anymore.
That was
Apparently,
insane.
different rules when they play San Francisco. Because when I watch all the other games,
Yes.
I know what holding is, except
They
for when
call
they play the 49ers.
Right.
I don't know what that is. But listen, Nick Bosa was still a force. And his energy, somebody must have did something to him. Something happened. Maybe he had the program at the halftime. I don't know. And he came out with a force. And shout out to Nick Bosa for getting that defensive line and getting the pass rush going and forcing the Rams. He helped the Rams force them to 3rd and longs. And that's why the game changed for the defense, in my opinion. And then it allowed the secondary to play better in coverage. I'm gonna go with Nick Bosa. Fred, you my guy. You know that. You know, your pops, we talk all the time. My guy. But listen, I always root for you. I picked Fred when he ain't even playing. I thought Nick Bosa, the second game of Nick Bosa being back was great. So that means when he comes back after the 3rd game after the injury, and he's got to play his brother. If his brother is back, I don't know if he'll be back. That's going to be must-see TV. Sunday Night Football, y'all. Sunday Night Football. So I'm going with Nick Bosa on that one. I'm sure people disagree, but it's all Gucci. I missed it. Go back to that. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
But I did want to show Bosa does get held every game, and I agree with that 100%.
Okay. So Melissa's about to leave. I guess she's going to this other show or whatever. She wanted us to know to give JV a shout out. He's currently at the Browns and Bengals game right now.
That's what's up.
Better have on a Niners jersey.
He does. I know that he does. That's
he always does.
John is always representing, but you know where his hometown is. He's going to go out there and watch some football and live in color. You know what I'm saying? Ain't mad at you. Guys, have fun over there at the Locker Room Rant. Get footage for the show. This is what you do. You chop it up.
Exactly.
For the show. Get some live footage. Post that stuff up there on your YouTube shorts. Make some YouTube videos. Get some stuff for your show. All right. And this is it's free. You're there. So that way you ain't gonna get no you know what I'm saying? Check marks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Final thoughts. We're going into the bye. We're going to do a show during the bye week as well. We'll do something different with Nitty Gritty. Next Monday's show will be a giveaway show. How about that? I'll give something away, and we'll talk about what we're going to give away next week. We'll do a giveaway.
We'll be at 1K by then.
For sure. I just want to do can we do Nitty Gritty trivia? We haven't done that here. I do it on the Wayne Breezy show all the time. It works pretty well. I create a Kahoot challenge, and we get everybody to join.
Let's do it.
Cool. So what we'll do is whoever and anybody that has the nittygritty9ers@gmail.com email can send a question for the trivia. All right. Now we're going to check your answers to make sure your answers are right. But if you want to participate in the trivia, send the question. Nope, I'm lying. Don't send the question, because if you send the question, you're going to know the answer. Never mind. Don't send the question. X-nay on that. We'll create the questions behind the scenes. All right. And we'll go ahead and get that up and going. Final thoughts, Mose, Fear, Peachy will be out.
Listen, this is what we all wanted. I mean, it's not ideal, but we wanted to beat the Rams. Of our 4 wins, 3 of those have come in the division. We are undefeated in the division so far. We go into the bye week 4-4, so we're sitting right at 500. We get rested, we get healthy, then we can come back week 10 and start this run. So we're sitting where we want to sit now. You know, our season, our destiny is up to us. So we come back healthy, and then we really get to see what we're made of. Excited for that.
Amen. Yeah. Just know that we got that performance after 9 days with CMC. He gets another week to get acclimated. He gets another week of practice. Didn't sound like he was taking much time off during this bye week as well. So just know that that 31 is just the beginning. It's about to get ugly for the rest of the league. So we got a lot to be excited about. Just buckle up. It's going to be a wild second half of the season. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Born to be wild. Peachy.
Yeah. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. You guys are the best. Chat's always popping. Of course, it was really popping tonight. Great victory, great win. We just want to make sure that all our guys are healthy and ready to, after this bye week, be well rested and ready to take on these teams and go ahead and just keep rolling. I do believe that we can like win out the rest of these games, or at least go like 8-1 or something. I just really believe that we can definitely do that. I believe that we have the horses on all these levels to truly be able to do that. Roddy Montoya had put that out there to pray for all the little ones that are running in the streets tonight, getting candy to keep them safe. So we definitely want to do that. All the little bitty critters running around out there, gathering their trick-or-treat candy.
Yes.
Sure. Stay safe out there. Watch for cars, all that good stuff. Be careful whose house you run up on, and make sure that you have a buddy when you go up in there, because people are crazy these days. It is not like it used to be way back in the day. So
if you see a person in a Michael Myers mask, just go to a different city. Like, don't get out of that city. I don't want you around the Michael Myers mask people, because I don't know. I think he was real. All right. But stay safe. We'll be praying for Michael Myers and his decrease in his strength. Look, my man Walter sent me this, and they said that, I don't know if y'all can read it, but I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, right, I saw that.
It says convictions, bond is set. They're saying that this is Brandon Ayuk. Doesn't he look like Brandon Ayuk? I know y'all.
Yeah, they're saying Brandon Ayuk got arrested.
Oh,
and I was like, no, it's not him. But
why they doing that? Why they doing BA like that?
First of all,
no, it's so mean.
The cops can't catch Brandon Ayuk.
And hopefully, no one out there.
Bro, not even close.
They not catching Brandon Ayuk unless they got them.
What?
No, you know the thing you stand on and you ride.
No, I'm talking about GSU. He's wild.
Where'd that even come from?
I don't know what I did to that man in another lifetime, but he absolutely hates me.
He said, are you tricking?
Nitty,
or you treating?
Talk. Guys, we're going to end the show. We started the show with prayer. Let's end the show with prayer.
Yes.
All right. If everybody can bow their heads and close their eyes. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for gathering us here on tonight. I truly appreciate each and every one of the Nitty Gritty Niners Talk family members for being here, for their love, their support. I appreciate everybody out there. God, please bless each and every one in their very own special way. In whatever way you feel that they need to be blessed, please take care of them. God, you're just so magnificent. You're so mighty. You're high, and people believe in you and they trust in you. So continue doing what they do. Continue doing what you do and blessing them any way you deem satisfied. Lord, thank you for another wonderful show. Thank you for all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us and our lives and our families' lives. And we want you to continue to provide that healing for many out there who don't know you, many out there who are afraid to pray, many out there who don't even know how to pray. That's why you created what we call intercessors, God. And we are here to pray for those that may not know how to. Please answer our prayers and bless them, keep them safe, guide them along the way, protect them because they love you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Ladies,
Amen.
We love y'all out there. Nitty Gritty Niners Talk. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. The Wayne Breezy Show. And don't forget to check out Mo's Nose tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
One day Mo's gonna invite me on. I don't know when, but
he never even invited me on either, Fair. So I don't. It is what it is, guys. Keep it nitty gritty.